Hey folks, welcome back. Another Polemasters video, and tonight we are getting Groudon, Maxie and Groudon, right? And they are very good. I cannot understate how good this thing is. Because I see a lot of people like underrating both Groudon and Kyogre, but like these might be like some of the like best units that we've gotten in a very long time, right? So anyways, as usual, I will be streaming the summons as soon as it goes live, so go check that out, right? Just subscribe, notifications, so you could get that right around reset time. So let's get into this. I'm gonna do this one day earlier because again, way too many videos I've planned for tomorrow. Can't fit them all in, so we'll just do this earlier then, even though no one has Groudon yet, technically. But it's coming in a few hours. So, Groudon, right? Yeah, so it's base kit, just a quick run through, right? Good attack, good HP, not that great defenses, good speed, right? Precipice Blades, 4 gauge, ground, AoE, big damage. Dire Hit Plus, max out your crits. Solar Beam, 2-turn move, but 1 turn in Sun, 2 gauge move, big damage. And then your train to move gives you +2 attack, special attack, lowers both your defenses, and then buffs your attack and accuracy in Sun, right? So you can get +6 physical attack, and then gives you super effective up in Sun as well for your next move. And then your sync move is nothing special, and then your passive, the most important one, powers up physical attack moves of all allied sync pairs by 20% and reduces physical attack move damage taken by all allied sync pairs by 25%. The more allied sync pairs with the Hoenn theme on your team, the higher these percentages are. Each additional sync pair powers up moves by 15% and reduces damage by 3%. The maximum power up is 50%, maximum damage reduction is 31%. So this is incredibly powerful. And you always have to keep this in mind when you're building teams, right? Like when you're building teams, when you're looking at something, you would always have to tell yourself, can I fit another Hoenn Pokemon in here? Can I fit another, all right, so I want to use this Pokemon, but is there like a Hoenn Pokemon that could also do that job? You know, either as good or almost as good, but is Hoenn. So do keep that in mind, because if you just add one extra Hoenn Pokemon, your whole team gets an extra 35% damage buff, which is crazy, right? And then you have Sunburst, which gives you Sun when you enter the battle, and that Sun does get extended, right, by Drought Alert. And then Solar Surge 3 charges your move gauge faster in Sun and then powers up your moves by 30% when in Sun as well. So that's the base kit. Again, very powerful. So let's first talk about lucky skills, I guess, right? Lucky skills, you probably pretty standard Crit Strike 2, right? It's the most powerful offensive lucky skill in the game, right? Which again, you want to use with Groudon. Do keep in mind that unfortunately his Master Passive only buffs his Precipice Blades and not Solar Beam. Solar Beam is a special move, so just something to keep in mind, I guess. All right, as for the grid, let's start from 1 out of 5, right? 1 out of 5, again, as usual, you don't really have much. Just pick up like everything, right? Just pick up everything that you want, need, and that's 1 out of 5. It literally fits 0 energy every node. All right, 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5, you really don't have much either, right? You could go for Healing Sun if you want some heals in Sun, I guess. You could Dire Hit Crit Eye, so you get max crit buff with only, just 1 Dire Hit Plus move. It saves you a turn, right? You could pick up all the Precipice Blade stuff, the power up for Precipice Blades, extra accuracy if you want, right? If you don't really need the Healing Sun, which I suspect a lot of you guys probably don't. I mean, you're not going to tank with this guy, right? Then you could drop those and then maybe pick up some more Precipice Blade power-ups, right? Maybe a bit of speed here as well, right? Here and there, right? You could do something like this. And if you're doing, if you're not doing Precipice Blades, you're doing, say you're running like a Solar Beam comp, or build, which honestly Solar Beam really isn't that great until you get 3 out of 5, because you get like Charging Sun 5 on Solar Beam at 3 out of 5. But you could still do it. Crit Strike over here, move gauge refresh. Again, if you want Crit Eye over here with Dire Hit, you could do that as well. And then where's the special attack node? Ah, there's special attack nodes, Solar Beam, power ups, right? Just some of the stuff, right? Speed. Is there any more speed? No more speed. Just HP, I guess. Defenses, whatever. right? So yeah, pretty straightforward for 2 out of 5 as well. 3 out of 5 is where things get slightly complicated because there's a lot of options you could go for the same things, right? So first let's talk about Precipice Blades. So Precipice Blades, there are some nodes that are really nice, like Super Sun 4. Like every other turn, on average, every other turn you get like 2 times multiplier on your Precipice Blades, which is really good. So I would highly suggest going for Super Sun 4 over here, right? I'd also, again, it kind of depends on what you're running overall, right? Because you could definitely go for a Solar Sync with Solar Flare 5, right? And you could, pick up another one of these if you're trying to sync with Groudon. So you could get, Sun on sync every time to keep it up, and then also power up your sync move a bit in Sun as well. Or you could go with the option where you don't sync with Groudon, right? You're syncing with someone else to get Sun, right? For example, if you're syncing with, let's see, Meganium to get Sun, if you're syncing with Ho-Oh to get Sun, or if you're syncing with the EX support or whatever, right? And you have like some other, Sun unit that you could utilize, or if you're running like a really fast clear comp with like Brendan, right? You could sync with like a Brendan for, or I guess this is Precipice Blades, but some other, big damage dealer, right? EX, you could sync with them instead. Right, and then if you're not doing that, then you could pick up the Precipice Blades stuff over here, right? The move gauge refresh. If you want, you can pick up super duper effective as well. You can still pick up critical eye one over here just for faster setup. If not, you can pick up again the Precipice Blades power ups, accuracy. Yeah, you don't really need accuracy, honestly. You have it on your train to move anyways. But you can pick up some of the Precipice Blades power ups here, right? Wow, this only costs 2 energy, attack plus 10. Wow, that's a steal, right? All that stuff, right? Moving on to Solar Beam, right? Again, you probably still want Super Sun over here. And then down here, let's see, can you afford all this stuff? You can afford all this stuff, however, you can't afford to go. All right, so let's talk about you're not syncing with Groudon comp first, which is you want to pick all these up. You want to pick up Move Gauge Refresh, right, and then Solar Beam power ups. This is if you're not syncing with Groudon to get Sun. If you are syncing with Groudon to get Sun, you probably want to prioritize the Solar Sync first. Oh, you can't even get that from there. So like something with that, or like maybe you could drop this. Honestly, you should probably drop that, yeah, because Charging Sun 5 just gives you a bit more instead anyways, right? So yeah, probably want to drop that. Can we really not afford mind games? Let's see. Yeah, we can't afford mind games, unfortunately. But yeah, you probably would just want Charging Sun here instead, I guess. Can we really... Nothing. I guess I think you can if you pick up. Let's see. Maybe this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Solar Sync. Mind Games 9, Charging Sun. All right. This is nice if you're running it with like a Brendan or something, I guess, or like another secondary special grass type damage. I guess Brendan's not the best option over there, but like something like a maybe like a Vileplume do a bit more damage, or just any like special grass type damage shield that doesn't exactly need to sync, or like a Roserade if you don't have anything else. I don't know why I'm blanking on grass type units right now, even though there's like a ton of them. But yeah, anyways, those are some ways you could go about it. If you're running like something like Celine or like a Mallow Serena, then you don't have to pick up mind games, right? You don't have to pick up mind games at all, because it still helps yourself doing damage, but they're like physical, so it's like not that big of a deal. The amount like you benefit really isn't like that big, I don't think, right? So you just go like regular stuff over here instead. Just go over Solar Flare, all that stuff instead. So you could do that. Anyways, Let's talk about some team comps. So usually I just talk about it in the Synchro helper because you could build teams over here, which is nice. But there's just way too many units you could run with Groudon. Like Groudon is kind of like, honestly, like people are like, compare like Groudon to like Cynthia. People compare Groudon to like Leon. I don't think those are good comparisons. I think Groudon is very, very, very much like Blastoise, right? Singsu Blue, like he's the facilitator, right? You throw him on any team and then boom, you instantly get extra 20 to 50% damage, right? On top of having Sun to help your team out as well, right? Which is kind of like Blue, right? Like it's basically Blue's you could throw it anywhere support, right? So let's talk about the units that you could help out here, right? So, let's see. Do we have type skills here actually? I don't think we do. We just go to the listing. I think they probably have a sorting with type or available Pokemon, I guess. That's all right. So obviously all the fire types, right? Any fire type could take advantage of this. Singsu Red could take advantage of this, right? If you want to even run like a Flare Blitz build, take advantage of the Sun at least, right? Because again, Blastburn can't take advantage of this because Blastburn is special. You only buffs physical, but again, it's for the Sun. Sun damage, right? Sun up plus Groudon is a fantastic damage dealer as well, right? Fantastic damage dealer. So there's that again. Leon, obviously. Let's see what else we got. Fire types. Striker Magmar if you want. Typhlosion, right? Typhlosion. You got Ho-Oh, very, very, very good together, right? Ho-Oh and Groudon, Torkoal, obviously Torkoal also a Hoenn type sync pair. Doesn't boost Torkoal's damage because it's special, but it does boost Groudon's damage, right? Infernape, right? Also another special. Emboar is the big physical one, right? Fire physical unit. Which again could take advantage of the mass passive. Delphox, obviously. I mean, anyone with Delphox is good. But yeah, just the fire types overall, you can just run them. Hoenn, there's a lot of units that you could run, right? Brendan's the big one, right? If you're running Solar Beam with Brendan, you want to fight Grass Week stages. Drake is a unit that you could kind of slot in a lot of team comps if you don't really know what else to put in there, just for the extra Hoenn passive boost because it's a support, right? Give you some defenses, all this stuff. Talk about Flannery. Liz is actually really, really nice as well because Liza buffs both attack and special attack. So it's if you're running like another striker that has enough crit buffs, right, with Groudon, you could also run Liz over there to buff their attack and special attack, right? Also keep giving the Hoenn master passive. Phoebe's the other one, right? Again, obviously great support. Roxanne gives speed and special attack, right? Like Roxanne, Brendan, and Groudon would be really, really nice team because you have Roxanne buffing, first of all, maxing out Groudon special attack, also buffs Brendan's speed for like ramming speed, inertia, all that stuff, right? And also again, that's a max, Hoenn passive that no one really uses because they're all special, unfortunately. Steven could make use of that, right? Steven does a lot of damage after running him with Groudon. Very, very, very good over there. Especially if I don't know if move gauges would work out, but like maybe like Phoebe, Steven, and Groudon, that could make that's gonna the 50% damage buff for Steven and Groudon, right? Ice Steven probably not because you want to run in Hail and not Sun. Wally, you could do close combat Wally, although Wally does run better with Kyogre. You don't want to run it with Winona. Zinnia is a really, really good one. Outrage Zinnia is very, very, very good with Groudon because Zinnia also has Weather Surge, right? Zinnia's damage gets boosted in Weather anyways, and then you have Groudon giving Weather, and then also the Master Passive giving Zinnia at least 35% extra physical damage, right? The BP Zinnia is also great as well because BP Zinnia is also physical, Dragon Rush, right? Wallace is another one of those units that you could just throw in there, right? If you just want to buff Master Passive, I guess, right? He's a good tank, I guess, sorta. Lucy, same thing. Alicia, same thing, right? May, ironically, you could run May here as well, even though a lot of people are saying, well, May on Kyogre, which obviously you want to run May on Kyogre, but you can also run May with Groudon because May also has like a ground type move. If you're facing like a ground stage, right? You could Earth Power, Earth Power May and Earthquake Groudon, right? Also getting the Hoenn Master Passive boost for Groudon, not May, because again, Earth Power is special, right? Spring May is very, very, very good with Groudon, right? Spring May is very, very good with Groudon. Like Spring May's damage just goes like off the charts, right? After you pair him with Groudon, it's really, really nice. Archie, maybe not. I mean, I guess you can, but I mean, slightly awkward. We don't exactly know how it works out in terms of if you throw them out at the same time, which weather activates. I'd assume maybe like it's like maybe based on speed. That's because I think that's how the main series goes, but again, we don't exactly know. But yeah, a lot of units that you could run with Groudon. All the, you know, also some other units that you could that gets buffed with Sun, right? Like what was it? Venusaur, right? Venusaur gets Sun buffs. Vileplume gets Sun buffs, right? That aren't, you know, Fire type. Leavanny gets Sun buffs that you could use, and also just physical units, right? Physical units, if you want an extra damage boost, you could just run them with run them with Groudon, right? Just any like physical units, just free extra damage, right? So yeah, anyways, that's really this one. I guess hope you guys enjoy. Let me guys think in the comments down below, like and videos for my channel for some more Pokemon Masters content. Good luck on your Groudon summons. Again, I will be summoning those live at reset, so tune in for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.